Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are extracting insights from a source focused on really intentional technology design.
Yeah, specifically an application created by the Anthony Morono Foundation, ANSAMF they're called.
And the app is Grandparents Postcard.
That's the one.
Now, this isn't just, another social media app floating around. The log line itself feels quite different.
It really does.
It says, share love like a postcard instantly. Grandparents Postcard makes it effortless for kids to send grandma a photo and a tiny note that makes a big day.
It's almost like a mission statement, isn't it? Right there in the description.
Yeah,
And what jumps out straight away, I think, is the clarity of who this is for, their mission, their audience. It's crystal clear.
right.
We're looking at a tool built very explicitly for non-technical seniors, grandparents, but the senders, well, they're kids, maybe 5 to 18, and their parents who are often pretty busy.
That's quite a specific user group dynamic.
It is. And the foundation's whole philosophy behind this, it's quite interesting. They have this line, AI is like a guitar. You can make beautiful music if you know how to play it.
Okay, how are they applying that here?
Well, it seems like the beautiful music for them isn't, complex algorithms or deep learning. It's about that seamless human connection.
And the playing it well. That's the design.
That's the intentional, super simple design, especially for the senior user, making it absolutely friction-free.
So that really reframes the tech. It's not about the tech itself, but what it enables.
Precisely. The why is bridging distance. Tiny updates, like you said, a kid's drawing, a quick note about a soccer game, maybe just a silly face.
Small moments made easy.
Small moments made easy. And SANF's commitment really shows, I think, because the app is completely free.
No charge at all.
None. This isn't driven by ads or, trying to keep people glued to the screen. The source is very clear on this. The goal is family connection, not screens.
They want the outcome, the feeling, not just usage metrics.
Exactly. The joy, not the engagement stats.
Okay, so let's dive into the sender experience first, because that design constraint sounds, well, pretty aggressive.
It is.
If a kid or a busy parent is going to use this regularly, it has to be almost instantaneous, right?
Yeah, the whole process, sending a postcard, is designed to take under 30 seconds.
Wow, okay.
That speed is the feature, but it's also a potential pitfall, which I think they handled quite smartly.
Oh, so?
They really minimize decision fatigue. The process is like a quick funnel. Choose your private family group, they call it a circle.
Okay.
Pick who it's for, grandma maybe. Add a photo, write a very short note, send, done.
But still, 30 seconds is incredibly fast. For parents especially, speed can sometimes make interactions feel a bit transactional.
That's a fair point.
Is there anything built in to keep it meaningful? Or they're just banking on the parent ensuring it's, quality content?
I think they manage expectations well. They call it a postcard, not a deep letter. So they actually recommend keeping the note to just 1 or 2 sentences.
Ah, so the constraint itself encourages brevity.
Right. It forces focus. But I think the really critical part is the optional 10-second voice sticker.
A voice sticker.
Yeah. You can record a little audio snippet. Think about how much personality, emotion, a kid's giggle, a quick love you,
Yeah.
you can get across in 10 seconds. Way faster and often more impactful than typing.
That makes sense. That voice element is maybe the secret sauce for keeping the humanity and the speed.
I think so. It bridges that gap.
And speaking of keeping things going, how do they encourage people to keep using it without being annoying, like constant notifications?
Well, they do have some habit-forming features, but the source emphasizes they're designed to be gentle, not nagging.
Okay, like what?
You can schedule a postcard, maybe set it up during the week to arrive Friday afternoon,
Yeah.
just as grandma's settling in for the weekend.
That's thoughtful.
And they also encourage what they call a gentle weekly streak.
Ah, streaks. We know those from other apps.
Yes, but look how they frame it. It's positioned as helping kids build a habit of kindness.
That's a clever reframing. Takes the focus off just the mechanic and puts it on the intention.
Exactly. It avoids that sort of addictive feel you get elsewhere.
Okay, so that's the sending side. Fast, simple, with a touch of humanity. That logically leads us to the other side, the recipient.
Grandma's experience.
If they put that much thought into sender efficiency, the real innovation must be on the receiving end, right? For the non-technical user.
Absolutely. You mentioned minimal viable product earlier. This feels like a minimal cognitive load product.
Minimal cognitive load. I like that. That captures it perfectly, doesn't it, for that audience?
It really does. The experience for grandma is described in the source as large, clear, and calm.
Large, clear, and calm. Sounds simple, but getting that right is hard.
It's crucial
Yeah.
because that simplicity is non-negotiable. If a senior user gets confused even once with a new app,
They're likely done with it. They'll just stop using it.
exactly, game over. So that philosophy has to translate directly into the features they see.
So, when a postcard actually arrives, what does Grandma see? How do those principles manifest in the accessibility features?
Accessibility is clearly the top priority. You get a big photo right at the top,
Visual first.
visual first. Then the short note is presented in a large type with high contrast. It's designed to be immediately legible.
And importantly, the control stays with the senior.
Yes, they can set their own preferences,
Yeah.
things like quiet hours so the app doesn't buzz late at night. The tech respects their schedule. It doesn't demand attention.
That's a huge difference from a lot of communication tools. What about users who might struggle even with large text? Maybe vision impairment.
That's where the listen button comes in. It's a really key feature.
Okay.
If the grandchild typed a note, Grandma can just tap that button, and the app reads the message out loud in a clear, understandable voice.
Ah, that removes a massive potential barrier right there.
Huge. It opens it up for so many more people.
And how does Grandma respond? Is that equally simple?
Just as simple. They've stripped out complexity. She can tap a big send love button for just an instant simple reaction.
Like a little acknowledgement?
Exactly. Or, if she wants to say something back, she can record her own 10-second voice message.
Mirroring the sender's option keeps it consistent.
Consistent, fast, human, and importantly, low effort for her too. No typing required if she doesn't want to.
I like how they seem to be using familiar, almost tangible metaphors. You mentioned viewing modes. Tell us about the fridge view. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, the viewing experience tries to bridge that digital divide using concepts seniors already know. Fridge view basically turns the screen into a gallery that looks and feels like a real refrigerator door.
Covered in photos and notes.
Exactly, like the kind many families actually have. It's a context that's immediately understood. It's not an endless scrolling feed. It's presented as a collection of saved treasures.
That makes it feel less like transient data and more like keepsakes.
That's the idea. And then there's also a slideshow mode that just cycles through all the postcards she's received. It basically turns her phone or tablet into a kind of digital picture frame when she wants to just sit back and look through them.
So they're transforming the device from maybe a source of tech anxiety into something comforting, a memory viewer.
Precisely. Turning potential stress into comfort.
Which, speaking of comfort and stress, brings us to a really important point when you have kids involved in any kind of online sharing. Control, security, privacy.
Absolutely critical,
Right.
especially in multi-generational tech. And that's where the structure of circles and the admin roles really matter.
Right. This is the part that sometimes gets, glossed over in app design, but for parents, it's probably paramount.
It has to be. The source is very clear. Circles are totally private, family-only spaces.
So no public visibility whatsoever.
None. The content stays strictly within that invited group. There are no public feeds. Parents or guardians are set up as the circle admins. They hold the keys.
Okay, but let's be practical. Security features often mean more work for the user, right? If I'm the parent admin, I'm managing permissions, invites, maybe dealing with issues. Isn't that creating friction for an app that's supposed to be simple?
It's a valid concern, the potential admin burden. But the way it's designed, it seems they've tried to front-load that friction.
You mean,
You set up the main permissions once when you create the circle or add new members. After that, the day-to-day management should be minimal. Admins invite people using a code or a link or even a QR code.
okay.
And then they set those key group permissions.
And you mentioned those permissions are quite detailed.
Surprisingly so, for such a simple app concept. Admins can decide, for instance, if replies from certain family members should only be reactions, like the heart icon.
Limiting potential complexity or unwanted messages.
Right. Or they can allow voice replies or short text replies. It's granular.
And what about the kids sending things, especially younger ones?
This is crucial. The admin can require that posts from younger kids need explicit approval before they actually get sent to Grandma.
Oh, that's huge for parents. A safety net.
It's a massive peace of mind feature. Ensures nothing inappropriate or accidental gets through.
So safety seems deeply embedded, not just bolted on.
Very much so. Beyond just the private circles, they mention optional checks that happen on the user's device, client-side checks, to try and catch inappropriate uploads before they even leave the phone.
Interesting. And if something does get flagged,
Any reports go directly to the circle admins, not to some faceless corporate moderation team. It keeps the issue contained within the family unit to resolve.
That feels much more personal and manageable.
And one more detail that really underlines the privacy focus: location tracking. It's off by default.
Good.
Even if an admin decides to enable it for some reason, it only ever shows the city and state, never precise location. That protects everyone, especially the children.
Okay, so the foundation seems solid, simple sending, accessible receiving, robust privacy. Now, how do they keep this going long term? Maintain the engagement, the joy loops, as the source might put it.
Right, because the novelty can wear off. They use warm reminders, which the source specifically notes are never spammy, gentle nudges, perhaps.
Okay.
And they add these little design touches that make the messages feel more special over time. Things like optional birthday frames or seasonal borders for the photos.
So it elevates the simple photo and note, makes it feel less like just data, more like a little gift.
Exactly. Turns ephemeral digital content into something that feels more like a cherished object.
And isn't there a feature that makes it even more tangible?
Yes, and this, I think, is potentially the most differentiating feature for long-term value. The keepsake feature.
Keepsake.
The platform allows users to generate monthly digests, collections of the postcards sent and received. These can be emailed, sure. But the really significant option is that they can be formatted for printing.
Printing, like physical copies.
Yes, as a physical collage or keepsake booklet.
Wow. That fully closes the loop, doesn't it? Taking these digital moments and making them into real-world objects.
Think about that connection, especially for the senior audience. A physical photo album or collection is often still the most valued way to keep and share memories.
So the app's ultimate success might even be measured by how many people print things out, not just how long they spend in the app itself.
That feels very much aligned with their not screens philosophy. The tangible output is the goal.
Okay, so let's try and summarize what this means for you, the listener. We've unpacked an application that really mandates extreme simplicity for the sender.
That under 30-second goal.
Combines it with deep, thoughtful accessibility design for the senior recipient.
Large, clear, calm. The listen button.
And wraps it all in really robust, family-centric privacy controls.
Private circles, admin approvals, no public feeds.
It really does feel like a masterclass in intentional design, where setting strict constraints actually leads to a better, more focused outcome.
I agree. The Stephen Anthony Morono Foundation seems to be demonstrating that when you empower seniors with technology that's genuinely simple and human-focused, you end up creating something better for everyone involved.
And for anyone listening who's intrigued, the app is available.
Yes, it's free. It's samp-portal.web.app. That's samp-portal.web.app.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you to consider. The source material keeps stressing this focus on family connection, not screens. So how does this deliberate approach, where the designers had to prioritize the needs of the most restricted user, the non-technical senior, with things like large text, audio playback, parental approval, how does that fundamentally change how we should think about technology's role in connecting families across generations?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, is designing for that non-technical senior, maybe the person most easily excluded by tech, actually the key to building the simplest, the most robust, and maybe the most necessary digital experiences for everyone else in the family too?
Because those constraints, that large, clear, and calm requirement you mentioned, they force a simplicity and clarity that probably benefits the busy parent just as much as it helps grandma navigate the app.
It could be a powerful lesson, couldn't it? Making that kind of intentional, human-centered design the absolute standard, not just an afterthought.
A really profound thought there. Contentional necessary constraints leading perhaps to greater joy and connection. If you'd like to see more guides or insights from the foundation behind this, you can check out Everyday Steve on YouTube.
Yeah, they have more resources there.
We really appreciate you diving deep with us today.